Hello guys, went to chill with another video. So I decided to play a little bit of Master Duel in this season with my good old Synchron deck. You've probably seen this build in the previous videos. I added one Infinite Impermanence because I was losing so many games with having Cross out in hand but not having Impermanent deck. So I decided to add it. Probably you can cut emergency teleport or any other non-engine, but I think the deck is fine at discount. So with the new season, new pack, Kewl Tune is all around, and RB also is gaining popularity because people didn't play it. Also, I think it was exclusive archetype for the TCG, so people in Asia never played RB, so they're having fun with it. Basically, I only play until I get into Master 5 and I don't really grind much after that. If the format is fun, then I play, but guys, it's so frustrating. Like Max C is at one. I got Max C so many games, and it's like you're going second. They are basically full comboing because they don't have hand traps, and they have full combo plus Maxi and Maxi draws into like two more hand traps. It's really frustrating. So if you don't know what the Kewl Tunes do, let's check out some of my replays. Let's see, so April 10. Okay, let's start with this one. So here I'm playing against Kewl Tune. So the problem with Kewl Tune is that they can turn 0, make a synchro, rip a card from your extra deck, and look at your hand. And I'm going first. I have a pretty good hand here. I have emergency teleport. This is a full combo with one card combo. This plays around draw. Summon, try to add, I add. Then they draw me. Draw is not a problem, but they also have clip. And clip will make crackle, and that's very bad for me because not only he's gonna rip one card from my extra deck, but he's gonna rip two more until the end of this turn, and he gets to manipulate my top deck. So look at this. So he looked at my top deck, he saw Fua and Rhoda, he stacked Rhoda on top, and he stacked Fua on top and banished Rhoda. He banished my speeder. This got banished randomly. So yeah, I continue though, and this is the line that you can do underneath draw if you don't know with the assault guys. Basically, Scrub Warrior says that it can send or add. And we don't have speeder, so we have to make a board without speeder. And he has 3 cards though. Also, you have to remember, if this hits the grave, he gets to summon it again and rip 2 more cards. So we go for Trishula here. I banish his cards. He's like totally out of resources, and I can just make Baron here or Dispatter. I decide to make Dispatter so that I can revive my Stardust and have like follow-up, right? Well, he has Synchro Overtake, and here is Mix, and I decide to negate that because what can he have? Like, his last card needs to be like a Kewl Tune, but it's Kewl Tune Synchro. So look what he can do here with all this stuff. He can just full combo from here. I have no interruptions. I just have 3 bodies to keep me alive. He goes into Trap Maker, he's gonna stack, he's gonna look at my hand, he already knows what's in my hand, but he's gonna get the spell, he's gonna get another search, and this looks like I'm just dead, right? It's just like snowballs out of control. Well, the way that Kewl Tune kills you is with the back-to-back guy. Okay, so he banishes my assault, stacks, Crossout Designator, which is absolutely useless, right? He's gonna destroy, banish random card. I don't have Asti anymore. So this card is twice per turn, so he activates a second copy of it, makes RS. This can summon from deck. He doesn't know about the secret effect of Scrap Synchron. I keep my Sonic Chick, and he passes turn. So I think he just made a big mistake. He didn't know about that effect. If he killed something else, maybe he was in a better spot, but then, yeah, I still have 2 pushes. So one of the things this card says, all my monsters that are lower than 1700 are gaining 1 level, which is like a floodgate effect, but actually can be super helpful in a synchro strategy because it can give me access to the high level synchros without like having to summon a lot of bodies. So the only thing he has is this banish something from grave to negate, and this is just big. Like this doesn't do anything on my turn, this doesn't do anything on my turn. So I think he messed up pretty bad, because I think he had like the full combo he could have gotten for remix and like save the Kewl Tune synchro for his turn and so on and so forth. But you know, it's a new deck, people are not gonna be experts at it. So I normal summon Jet, and because of the level manipulation, it's a level 2, and I just make Herald, which is Omni Negate, and I can just stop this. So, and this searches Meister, and I have full combo from here. And he knows it, and he gives up. So one thing to know, if you're playing a synchro deck, the level manipulations can work to your benefit. So think of obscure lines that you haven't done before. Here I'm playing, I think, against Kewl Tune again, and I'm playing second. Let's check this out. He starts with Rico, so I have Fua and Ash, but I don't want to Fua him right away, because he can just end on Q, and I just get 1 draw. Now he looks at my hand. He got the JJ, second effect. I'm gonna Ash that. So if he wants to stop this, I'm just gonna Fua right away after that, right? I'm holding the Fua for my turn, because I know that he's not gonna synchro summon anymore. So there's 1 face down, which I assume is the Kewl Tune quick play, but he hasn't searched it, so it can be something else. So I use Fua in the draw phase because Clip is main phase only, so he cannot chain to it. Then I use Emergency Teleport in the draw phase to avoid being drawled. I use Side Reflector to get directly into Sonic Warrior. Sonic Warrior, get Scrap, And then we synchro climb from here. So you shouldn't look at Kewl Tune as this wombo combo deck. It's a control deck. It's like a mid-range control deck. Here I'm using Synchro Fellowship before I synchro into Herald, because the cards otherwise go banished when you discard them. Here is Clip. I'm not negating that. He has Crackle. I draw a card. So Crackle is gonna target and negate, it's gonna banish whatever he wants. I'm gonna negate that. Then he is gonna use Cold Buy, so he doesn't have the quick play synchro, so I know that he doesn't have the ability to synchro summon anymore. So that's why I'm using Cold Buy on Clip, because I don't want 2 cards banished from my extra deck. Because if you get unlucky, they're gonna banish exactly what you need. So with that being said, he's probably gonna banish Speeder, right? There it is. So no Speeder, we go into Axel Synchron. And this triggers Chick and Assault. Then I'm sending Assault to make it a level 7 to get into Axel. Then drink Signal, summon Stardust Synchron, Illumination for Trail. I'm gonna use the effect to make an unaffected Synchro monster here. So this again is all without Speeder. I did send Assault, so I'm going to trigger Assault and I'm going to trigger Crimson. So I know that if this goes to grave, it's going to resummon itself. So it's not that easy to game him from here. And also, I put Jura instead of Psychic and Punisher. If I had Psychic and Punisher, this was game like on the spot. Because I can just banish this attacks. So I'm thinking of a way to make sure this doesn't come back from the grave, and there it is. I have Baron now. I'm popping with Baron. I negate that guy with Shooting Majestic, and I just enter battle phase. Just triggers to get revived, negated with Baron. And I have so much damage. He doesn't even know that he is dead. Okay. So playing around Clip and Crackle, key to winning here. Let's head to the next replay. Going first, but I have really a going second hand. This is my only play. I can only do this, and he draws me, but we still have the line under draw, which is Scrap, sent to the graveyard Fellowship, because this card doesn't have to add, it can send to the grave. Fellowship reduce, normal junk, summon our Assault, and then we got Speeder. Now we can't add, so we're going for the Synchro Climb route. think I saved this replay just to show you that you can play through draw with the assault. And here I'm gonna go for the 9. Then we're gonna Trish. And this is how we're gonna find out what he's playing. So Pot of Desires could be anything, but Pot of Desires is played in Kewl Tune. Oh, and we hit Trail, which is insane because now we can just tribute, summon, hand loop him for 2 more. So this makes Crimson Dragon a little bit obsolete, but there's another thing that we can do to fix that. Because we have 2 Fuwas in head, which are dead cards. Yep, so we banished 2 of his Kewl Tunes, and we summon Jura because 2 interactions is better than 1 interaction. And he has 2 cards, so if he can beat an Omni Negate and a board wipe with 2 cards, good for him. So he gets Mix, but Mix doesn't really do much on its own. So I'm wiping his monsters, and he has Rotary. Rotary is giving him another normal summon, but I'm negating that, and I know his last card is Mix, so he's basically just dead. His cards return, and I'm not wasting time, I'm just attacking with... So let's see, here we have a Vanquish Soul Duel. I'm gonna skip that because you all know. Let's go against the RB. So RB is an interesting deck. If you don't know what it does, it's a machine deck. It basically, in the TCG, it usually plays like Regulus to be its Omni Negate and some Machina cards. I have double Fua, so the deck can actually do a pretty good board under Fua because the deck has traps and spells that are pretty powerful. And like the gimmick of the deck is you destroy your parts that are pointing to your like big links, and the parts have like an effect, like it's almost like the rockets. One part can destroy itself and another part can steal a monster, and the other card can negate spell trap, and there's one that boosts attack. And basically the field spell is pretty neat as well. It adds a card, and then when you pop a monster, you get life points because they pay for their effects. And you can also special summon RB from your deck when one of your RBs leaves the field by card effect, and all of them leave the field by card effect to do their effect. Like for example, this guy, during the main phase, if it's linked with an RB, pay 500, target a monster your opponent controls, destroy this and the monster. This guy can shuffle 3 and summon 1. And we know that he set from deck Last Stand, which is basically special summon from extra deck or deck. So he can get another part, and that part will have another effect. And since he didn't search, he searched that, I can assume that this is the other trap, which is just the Omni Negate for monsters. No, it's a monster negate, yeah. So I have plays here. starting with Meister to see how it goes. We get armor. I'm gonna get to the scrap. I'm gonna get signal because I already have Sonic Warrior. And here is like where he needs to respond with something because I'm threatening Herald and so many other things. So he pops this, and this allows him to summon a guy from the deck. This foolishes on someone, and then this steals a monster. So he popped my first tuner and stole my other tuner. And then this guy can shuffle 3 and summon, like, shuffle 2 of them, summon 1 of them. Now we're going to battle to destroy this part because this negates spells, and he has Ash for my spell. Okay, we still have one more play to go. Illumination sends the Stardust tribute, but he has the trap, which is a monster negate. He has to destroy a monster for this. So I think I'm not dead, right? But this can set a trap from the grave, so he can do the same thing in his turn. So the links gain attack for all his monsters. Like this one gets 500 for each monster you control, except this one. The other link gains the attacks of the monsters it points to. So I know that he can summon from the deck. This is gonna get bigger, and he's gonna be able to pop or do something else, or the guy that steals, and he's gonna foolish, and he's gonna summon the one that pops. So he has like 3 interruptions already known, and this card, I don't know what this card does because I don't know which card this is. And also when he pops his guy, he's gonna be able to summon 1 more guy. So this looks like he doesn't have a lot, but he actually has 4 interruptions. So something that protects from destruction is really good. So he used the hidden effect of stage landing to banish it instead of RB getting destroyed. I'm using junk signal to summon full speed because full speed is big enough to run over this, and this is only in main phase. So I'm thinking of like, how am I outplaying him? And this is gonna give me Synchro Fellowship, but Infinite Impermanence is the last card, so this plan is cancelled. So now my monster can't even run over. Special summoning Stardust, then this gets me Synchro Fellowship. I activate Synchro Fellowship, I get my junk. Now this is a mistake that I made. I should have gone for Synchro Play first and then activate the spell, but I haven't used my normal summon, so I'm thinking, yeah, this is fine. So also, he doesn't know about the second effect of Jumpmeister. It can reduce its level, and I have Speeder here, and it's pretty much GG from here on. So to remember, RB, they pop their own cards to pop your cards or steal your cards. They can banish the Rhoda spell from the graveyard to protect their cards. If their cards get popped, the field spell summons another one, and the link can summon another one. So they have a pop, steal, negate, spell, and trap, and I think there's one guy that boosts the attack of his monsters. And then let's go to the next one with Kewl Tune. Okay, we are going second. We have Fua, but our only playable card is Stardust Illumination, so we basically die to 1 Ash. So instead of ashing, I'm trying to get some draws. He synchro summons with Clip and Rico for RS directly, which kind of tells me that he's gonna pass turn, and that is correct. So he banished randomly Axo Synchron, which is not a big problem, and we draw into Stardust Synchron. So I'm starting with Junkmeister. In here again, we gotta be using the level modification that my opponent gives me. So I just normal summoned my Stardust Synchron. I didn't use effect because I don't want him to negate it with this. I'm gonna get it out of the grave later and use the effect. I'm straight going to Baron because my cards are increased level. So I'm just gonna pop this and I'm just gonna negate it. Now he makes a mistake here. He uses Clip in response to Baron because he wants to summon Clip and use RS as a synchro material. But I have Signal, and Signal says when you respond to a synchro monster, negate that effect. So he's not gonna get his synchro on my turn, and it's pretty much over because I have Stardust in Grave. I can just tribute Baron, summon it, get Fellowship, go for Speeder, and win from there. Then another Kewl Tune replay. So when you're playing against Kewl Tune, you gotta be careful that they're playing so many hand traps, right? So Veiler is one of the most used hand traps because it's a level 1. Also, we have no hand traps, so they're going off. I think they made a mistake here by summoning Fualos. I think they wanted to tribute Fualos to summon, but you have to tribute a tuner. And they're playing Red Nova. So from the extra summon of Rotary, he's getting the full combo even though he messed up. And he's gonna get perfect information of my deck, my hand, and he adds Q and Kewl Tune Synchro. So it's very important to know that usually in decks that give you 2 normal summons, you can only gain the additional normal summon from one source, but Rotary and the Field Spell are not like that. You are basically able to summon 3 times with Kewl Tune. So that's one thing to note. He goes to Lawless War. He's banished Baron randomly, which is very lucky for him. Baron is very good against this deck because all my monsters become such high level that it's really easy to make Baron. And here he makes another mistake. He says my top 2 cards are Revolution and Ash. So what I would do, because I know my deck, is I would banish the Revolution and I'm gonna put Ash on the bottom of the deck because Ash can stop his spell. Of course, that means that he doesn't know what my next top deck is, but and he thinks that Revolution is break, but actually a Revolution is an extender. Like, I don't mind drawing Revolution. It's like, it doesn't matter if I summon it with Speeder or it's in my hand because I can just use it from my hand. Another thing, he immediately goes for RS in order to make sure that my level modulation is whack and he can use Lava's War to copy either the non-target bounce, rip from extra deck. He can return something from my graveyard back to the deck. He has the pop spell, pop monster. So a lot of options for the Loudness War. And we know that he has the spell to Synchro Summon. So he knows my hand, and basically he stopping the Synchro Fellowship is basically my strongest card. In normal, the full speed, and he uses the Kewl Tune Synchro. He got Clip, and he's not gonna Synchro Summon, I guess. Then he's gonna use Clip to make Zalon, and then Clip randomly banished my Crimson Dragon. So without RS on the field, I now don't need to worry about level modulation. And here we go into our Herald. Use my Fellowship to reduce. And use Stardust Synchron to add. He's trying to non-target bounce. I negate it with Herald. I thought that he's gonna use Zalon. And if he used Zalon, I would have used Signal to negate Zalon, but he didn't. I don't know if he was thinking about that. But yeah. He has Ash for my Signal, so he's thinking he's good. But I already sent Trail with Illumination, just in case. And then I have Stardust Engrave. He ashes that. Trail triggers. Remember, he can only negate when a card or effect is activated in response to another card. So if you don't chain things, he can't negate with Zalon. Here I make my Trail level 8 with Illumination, and because this is still in my hand, I have the best play to make Axel Synchro. Now here, to play around Zalon, I'm not gonna activate both effects. I'm just gonna activate Trail. I'm gonna go to Battle Phase. I'm gonna kill Zalon. And now I can play, and he basically doesn't have anything. So he's playing on a top deck. And we're gonna go into Croc, draw cards, summon back our Asti. We have a lot of plays here. So we just have to remember that we don't have Crimson Dragon and Baron. Speeder. And he gives up here. So yeah, to sum it up, Kewl Tune, it's pretty toxic because they see your hand, they see your next top deck, and they end on, if they have the 2 quick plays, they can make 3 synchros on your turn. And there is the level 10 that they can go into, which every time you activate a monster effect, they can grab a guy from the graveyard and make another synchro. So they can basically make 5 synchros on your turn, but it's a control deck. You gotta play around those like interactions. They have the knowledge of your hand and your top deck, but you gotta just play around all these interruptions, because the interruption that they have is targeted negation from RS, so cards that tribute for cost or send like Droplet is gonna dodge all of those effects. And also, if you use RS effects to your advantage, your monsters get increased levels. you're pretty much going to be pretty good. If you're playing an Exceed strategy, that's not going to be as easy to do. If you're playing a fusion strategy, you don't